We're going to watch this funny video real quick because I have no better introduction. Today we'll be learning about Cindy Sherman's Untitled number 228 and the Eagle Transformation Mask. Cindy Sherman was born on January 19, 1954, in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. Her education and career took off at State University of New York at Buffalo, where she majored in painting, later switching her major to photography. Cindy Sherman is a photographer, costumer, hairdresser, and makeup artist. She comments on gender, identity, society, and class distinction. Sherman is considered a feminist because the way she tackles issues regarding female identity and sexuality. It kind of looks
raining
like her.
outside.
Like, bruh, for real. She focused a lot on self-portraits and photography. Now let's talk about this untitled photograph taken in 1990, where Cindy Sherman reproduces images from historical artworks. This photo is from the History Portrait series. The inspiration of this image is Judith decapitating Holofernes. I'm not quite sure if that's how you pronounce it, but the story of an old master. The story goes that Judith was a widow who had saved the Israelites from conquering an Assyrian general by befriending him. One night, the general had been drinking as Judith snuck into his tent and decapitated him while he was passed out, making the Assyrian army retreat and go home. Kind of reminds me of the Queen of Hearts.
Over the head!
The depiction of the richness of the costuming and setting is the commentary on the late 19th century version of the story. As you can see, Judith's face lacks emotion. This is her reaction to the murder. Holofernes' head is almost mask-like and alert. It is also nearly bloodless. You can also see in Judith's left hand the knife used for the decapitation. You can almost barely see any blood on it as well. The background behind Judith is also richly decorated with drapes. The red of the dress represents lust, seduction, and blood. Judith is also depicted barefoot, therefore just standing in the dirt. The reason behind this is to depict a biblical heroine. A heroine is a woman admired or idolized for her courage or outstanding achievements. Judith is shown idealistic because of how phased she is from the murder. It also shows that the man beheaded is the enemy and saving the day is a woman. This is called feminism, which Sherman depicts in almost all of her photographs and paintings. As Cindy Sherman displays herself in this photo, you can tell that there is a bump near the stomach, almost as she is pregnant. This piece is actually the work of a flag CP cult, otherwise known as the Fat Ladies Angry at Getting Called Pregnant cult. Their hidden messages is a warning to anyone who mistakes them of being pregnant. The woman in this picture shows what the cult will do if this does not stop. She holds the head of a man who mistakenly called her pregnant and brandishes the dagger to warn others of the consequences. This shows feminism at its finest. Another work that shows feminism by Cindy Sherman is her untitled film still number 84 in 1978. She served as both photographer and subject, transforming herself with makeup, wigs, and elaborate costumes to create these untitled film stills. These photographs of women by a woman quickly gained traction within the feminist community. She recuperates a politics of the body that had perhaps been lost or neglected in the twists and turns of the 70s feminism. Now let's get into this transformation mask of an eagle. This mask was found in the northwest coast of Canada in the Kwakwaka'wakw region. This mask was made in the late 19th century out of wood, paint, and string. This bird head is in the shape of an eagle and is largely exaggerated by having a large beak. The hair is made of string and bird feathers. You can pull the cords in the back to open up and see the transformation of the mask. As you can see, in the middle is a human-ish face, and on the sides is the eyes of the eagle still and the beak. Lots of bright colors are used, and this mask uses elements of formline style and bilaterally symmetrical when opened. The Quaka Waka people would use these masks in special ceremonies. Transformation masks were an integral part of the culture and existing in multiple forms. Quaka Waka Native people do not identify as a single nation. The Pacific Northwest coast of indigenous people is a community based on fishing, where the men hunt and the women gather fruits and berries. Imagine a man standing before a large fire wearing a heavy eagle mask and a long cedar bark costume on his body. He begins to dance, the firelight flickers, and the feathers rustle as he moves about the room in front of hundreds of people. Now imagine him pulling the strings that opens the mask. He is transformed into something else entirely. Northwest Coast transformation masks manifest transformation. Usually an animal changing into a mythical being or one animal becoming another. Masks are worn by dancers during ceremonies. They pull the strings to open and move the mask, in effect, animating it. In this transformation mask, it would be an eagle turning into an eagle man. The mask conveyed social positions. Only those with a certain status could wear them. It also helped to portray a family's genealogy by displaying family crest symbols. This mask is called the Two-Spirited Transformation Mask by David Neal. It's carved out of alder and yellow cedar. It is 15 inches high and 19 inches wide. David Neal was carrying on a long-standing family tradition. In 1987 to 1989, he apprenticed with the Quaka Waka carvers. He used their traits of using bright colors and by using elements of formline style. The Eagle Transformation Mask and the Two Spiritual Transformation Mask are both similar because they are both represented to show someone inside of them that is important or that has been lost. Thanks for watching.